vehicle to be added into Chapter 2. Well, I say the latest vehicle, but it's literally the only vehicle that's been added into Fortnite since October of last year. So it's something we've been wanting for a long time. Safe to say, this has been quite an item in the making. Saw the helicopter in Season 2's cinematic trailer and have been waiting for it to drop into Fortnite. And finally, the day has come. Now, it's nothing like the Stormwing planes from Season 7. We honestly think it's way more balanced and nowhere near as overpowered as the planes, although with the new helicopters, you can boost through walls similarly to the planes. It's not as bad as the Stormwings were, though, so good job to Epic on that front. The only real problem is, well, you can't exactly jump out of it. Of all the spawn locations for one. As you can see here, you can find Chappas in Pleasant Park, the Agency, Grotto, Shark, Yacht, Rig, and then a select few unnamed POIs. That spawn area in Pleasant Park, though. That's not gonna end well, I can tell. Although with the helicopters officially being called Chappas in-game and the last update bringing us voice line leaks, I wonder if the Get to the Choppa voice line will be making its way into the game soon, maybe as a challenge reward. Get to the Choppa! There are a few other leaked voice lines too. The Choppa one may be one of the first to release. What voice lines would you like to see this season? Let us know in the comments section below. In other news, with the new update, we've finally gotten locker presets. Basically, you can now have a list of saved outfits, kind of like in GTA Online, and name them and switch between them. It's pretty cool. Because of these new presets, there's also a fancy new menu for the locker screen. It's not bad at all. This is going to be great for fashion shows and competitions, or for any of you who just want to make and save a ton of great skin combos. If you ever need any guidance on the best skin combos, we have tons of videos on the channel showcasing the best of the best. One of the most notable additions with the new update is the all-new special limited time mode, which is called the Spy Games LTM. It's a really neat mode because you can do things like choose your perks, play with recently unvaulted items, and complete some new challenges. All in all, not a bad update in this list. As for the smaller changes this time, the grappler and remote explosives have both been nerfed, which is a great and much needed change. The C4s now have a longer delay between pressing the button and them exploding, and the grappler also has a little delay. Overall, the actual additions with this update have been pretty great. There's no real complaints, and we need to play around with the helicopters a bit more to see exactly how they affect the meta, but for now, it's looking pretty good. I'm just interested to see some insane trick shots and competitive plays using the new vehicle. It's gonna be entertaining, that's for sure. But moving on, let's dive into some things 99% of you actually won't know about. So here's some little sneak peeks into what is coming to Fortnite in the next few weeks. Leaks! Did somebody say leaks? There are a ton of upcoming item shop skins which have been leaked by data miners, and they are some of the coolest looking skins we've seen all season. Starting off, we have the Bonehead skin, and this dude is pretty intimidating. A closer look at the face, and the guy has a really dope neon mask on. Following up, we have the Taylor skin, but this guy's already been in the item shop with some awesome variants. Next up is the Master Minotaur outfit, and like the other two, he is of epic rarity, so expect this guy to cost around 1,500 V-Bucks. Actually has a really cool design on him, like a futuristic version of a Minotaur. Really cool stuff. As for the rare outfits, we have Blockade Runner and Wiretap. Two pretty simple designs, but still pretty unique. For uncommon item shop outfits, there's the Envoy skin, which is in the shop as we speak, and then the Nightfire set, which includes Crimson Elite and Scarlet Commander. These two are pretty basic skins, but my favorite of all has to be the Slurp Legends pack, which will be coming out soon. This will be another one of the store bundles rather than in the item shop. Use code TYG, by the way. Order will include the Slurp Jonesy skin, which is kind of creepy. I don't know about that. Then we've got the Slurp Bundleette skin, which looks pretty cool, but to top it off is the best upcoming skin of all, the Slurp Leviathan outfit. This guy looks nuts. So we've covered all the leaked skins, but there are still a few more leaked items you've probably not even seen. So make sure you watch to the end so you don't miss anything. These are extremely cool changes. Firstly, there's a leak which we don't actually know if it's real or not, but things are pointing towards it being legitimate. This is the upcoming Travis Scott skin. And we knew that this was coming from last update's little leak, but now we get a good look at what to expect. It depends if this will actually be a skin that we can buy or if it's a model for an upcoming concert. But either way, I am super excited for this upcoming collab. In other news, if you've looked at the trailer for the brand new helicopter, you might have spotted a certain someone in the video. No, not Deadpool, but a little leaked skin that we forgot about. The one and only Radioactive. This guy was leaked near the end of Chapter 1, Season 1, and we thought he'd be a Battle Pass skin for this season, but it turns out there is more to him than meets the eye. Not only does Oro appear in this trailer, but in the leaks we found a brand new, never-before-seen variant for the outfit. Now this clearly means we'll be seeing him in the item shop through challenge rewards sooner or later. To set this style is Latest Revenge, and we'll get into what this means further on in the video. There's some smaller leaks to finish it all off, which includes a leaked Meowsicles intro, and that is pretty fun.
I need minis.
We've also seen a little change to the chug splashes and the files, as well as the shield bubble, so expect these two to be unbolted in the coming weeks. As for the final leak, it's a small one, but some kind of LTM called Boxlight has been spotted in the files. That sounds really interesting, and actually kind of funny if we're all just running around wearing cardboard boxes. Map changes. This new update has given us so many map changes that actually might have storyline ties, so let's get exploring on the island and dive into what's new. To start off, Midas Gold Chair has been moved, and now you can find it in a canoe near the agency building. This chair was where he would sit at meetings, which you can see in the Battle Pass trailer, but it's not there in the game, and of course you can spot this thing in some random book. Why is it there? Who's been trying to steal the chair? Maybe this is all related to the storyline? All good questions, but really, who knows? We do know that something called Midas Revenge is going to be happening soon, though. Maybe someone stealing his chair has something to do with it? Only time will tell. As for the change to a little Easter egg, do you guys remember that little reference to Ferris Bueller? From that scene in the film where they push a Ferrari through the window? Well, you can find an Easter egg to the movie in Fortnite. However, recently a crane had driven to the area and magnetically pulled the Ferrari back up the cliff. But with the new update, that area has changed once again. Now, if you head there, you'll see that the crane is not lifting the car anymore. In fact, it may or may not have fallen down the cliff too. Taking a second look, and yeah, it's definitely down there now. Looks like we'll need another crane to pick up this crane. Is this going to be one of the Chapter 2's running gags? Well, who knows? In other map change news, if you know about the secret bunker underneath Pleasant Park, you'd know that the only way to get there before the recent update was through porta potties or some dumpsters. But now, the soccer field has actually opened up and revealed the secret base below. It's a pretty big map change, and it makes you wonder if this was secretly under Pleasant Park since day one. How interesting. A few seasons ago, we had an entire storyline developed on the map in the form of the Rock family, who had a long journey as they explored the island for months. Now, we have something pretty similar with what fans are calling the Pipe Man. Turns out, the Pipe Man is actually moving around the map now, as you can spot him walking up the cliff with a stick. I wonder where he's going. Comment where he's going down below. Now for the biggest map change of the entire update, it's over at the Rig, one of the new POIs for Season 2. The location has been completely redone because of a large explosion caused by TNT. If you go to after the latest patch, you'll spot that the area has been taken over by Team Shadow, and there's a huge hole in the POI. Who knows what this means for the storyline, but we'll keep an eye on other agency locations from now on, just in case Shadow or Ghost fight some more or try to do anything funny. I wonder what went down at the Rig. Did Ghost put up a fight, or did they just let Shadow have it? Maybe a future loading screen will tell us. And our last map change can be found on the yacht. When we showed you the leak Meowsicles intro, it's this room which has a few changes inside. Going into the bathroom through the cat club shows you a small room with a kitty litter tray inside, a fish carpet, and a big ball of yarn. Now I dread to think of the horrors that go on in that litter tray, but my favorite part of this room is the dartboard with Doggo on it. It's definitely one of my favorite rivalries we've had between two Fortnite skins, but I just can't stop thinking of Meowsicles using that kitty litter. Thank you guys so much for watching our video on all the new secrets from the update.
Where did you go?
Like
Walgreens to get you some deodorant.
Other video on screen.
Look at the other side.
I'm sure you're gonna love it. Go check it out.
The deodorant so tickly.
Yeah.
That was natural. Yikes.
Yeah.
Smells good? Smells
Yeah. I can finally smell again.
Leakers who go through the game files in Fortnite can be a blessing sometimes, because they show us stuff that's about to get added to the game before we even see it. Sometimes, though, items never release. You know that Fortnite was days away from adding a flamethrower? Yeah, that's barely the tip of the iceberg. This is 15 scrapped Fortnite updates. Don't forget to drop a like. I would say if you don't, you'll get like spiders in your ear or whatever everyone else is saying, but I mean, come on, it does help support our team. We appreciate ya. On to number 15, the IT crossover. Fortnite is known for its countless achievements, whether that be in-game events, inventing the battle pass, or simply how popular it is. Another one of the big moves that Fortnite has made is the crossover events with movies such as The Avengers, video games like Borderlands, and even musicians like Marshmello. Just planning and then pulling these crossover events off is not easy to do, so it shouldn't be a surprise that some of them may not work out like Epic would have hoped. Toward the end of August last year, data miners did their thing and began to find files which pretty much confirmed a crossover event with It Chapter 2. You know, the horror film with the creepy clown? Like this video or else this creepy clown will be under your... Okay, bad joke. Anywho, the first files to be found were actually the sounds of Pennywise laughing, but eventually the iconic red balloon were also found in the files. To top it all off, there were even mentions of challenges for the supposed crossover. Going even further, soon after these files were discovered, the red balloon was spotted in the actual game coming out of the sewer drains around the map. Once this happened, pretty much everyone believed that Pennywise would be making his debut in Fortnite at any moment, because why else would Fortnite tease it? We waited, and it never happened. There was even a mention of a Pennywise clown skin in that huge leaked list of scrapped outfits, so it was definitely going to be more than just a nod. To this day, Epic Games have yet to comment on what exactly their plans were with these files and the Red Balloon teaser. Maybe the promotion just fell apart, or maybe Epic changed their minds, who knows? Number 14, weapons. Fortnite just wouldn't be the same if it weren't for the awesome weapons that the game has had over the years. Feel like blowing stuff up? Use the rocket launcher. Need to hit a long distance target or even a sick trick shot? Grab a sniper. There's multiple. Doesn't it make you think about the guns that were gonna come out but never did? We've got a list of scrapped weapons, and I think you'll find some of them, well, interesting. Some of these weapons just seem to be ideas that Epic canceled while making them, while others were fully developed and ready to be thrown into chests, but for some reason never were. One of the most requested weapons that players seem to have is the Flamethrower. If the leaked files are to be believed, however, Epic was actually planning to add this thing to the game all the way back in Season 5. Sadly, there's no images of what the Flamethrower might have looked like, but we do know that there were files simply named Thrower, which were being worked on around the version 5.30 update. As for the next weapon, we can find a version of the Minigun, which had a detachable sniper scope and a concept art for Fortnite's Battle Royale mode. There's also some kind of Zapatron version of the Minigun too. I'm not sure what the point of that would have been, but hey, it's something Epic thought about and could always be added in the future. Well, I mean, considering this wasn't the concept art though, and they haven't added this thing in the entire time Battle Royale has been out, I'm not getting my hopes up. A lot of the weapons found in Fortnite Save the World mode has actually been updated to work within the Battle Royale mode, yet they haven't been released. You have the Razor Wire, aka the G36C, which is a perfect example of this, but there's also the Blizzard Blitzer, which was going to be a cross between the Snowball Launcher and Rocket Launcher. Not surprised that one didn't work out, but last but not least is a Medieval Sword, and I already know you're thinking, I don't trust Epic with swords after the whole Infinity Blade thing either, so hey, good that it didn't come out. But you gotta admit, if this thing wasn't overpowered, I'd be down for a little slice and dice action. Number 13, the Radioactive Smoke Grenade. Back in Season 8, files were data mined from the game, which seemed to indicate that a new item called the Radioactive Smoke Grenade would be added. We only really know the name of this thing, not how it would work, or even what it would look like, so we kind of guessed that it was just supposed to be the stink bomb, which is probably why it never came out. Number 12, the Golden Umbrella. Since Season 1 of Fortnite, players have asked for more Umbrella rewards for the hard-earned victory royales. If you're an OG in Fortnite, you probably remember the bronze, silver, and gold Umbrella concepts that fans made in the early days of the game. Interestingly enough, Epic actually took this feedback literally and started making it into a real thing. Around the peak of Fortnite Battle Royale, though, files were added to the game, which suggested that players could earn the victory umbrellas that they've dreamed of for years. For 1 win, you could earn the normal seasonal umbrella, but at 25 wins, you would earn the bronze umbrella, at 50, you would earn the silver, and at 100 wins, you would earn the golden umbrella. We've talked about it, we've seen it clickbaited for years. Nobody knows why Epic never released these umbrellas, especially because it would give hardcore players something new to grind for. But hey, at least we got the golden classified umbrella for Season 2. It's pretty cool. Number 11, the Mini Uzi. Around the time that Season 7 was released, files were added to the game for a new SMG named the Mini Uzi, or Machine Pistol. Unlike the other scrapped weapons, this one actually showed up in the game for us to use when Epic accidentally released it into an LTM in Season 10 for a few days. What's really interesting about this weapon is that even though it was added to the files over a year ago, it might actually be released officially in the near future. In the new lobby in Chapter 2 Season 2, weapon blueprints can be found on one of the boards around the HQ. It's here that we can find a blueprint for the Mini Uzi. I'm pretty sure that this is Epic's way of teasing us about the machine pistol being released sometime this season, but we'll just have to wait and see. We have a lot of different SMGs in the game right now, so let's see what happens. Number 10, Unreleased Skins. Like them or not, skins are one of the biggest parts of Fortnite outside of the, gameplay itself. You'd be surprised at how many skins have been created yet never actually released. In Fortnite Season 5, a new skin was added to the files named K-Pop. Honestly, it was a pretty weird skin that had a guy wearing a hoodie with dragon wings on it. Yeah, in Season 6, this skin was completely removed from the files, and it wasn't until a few months later that the skin would be re-added to the game and then released. This time, though, completely different than the original. As we all know now, it's the iconic skin. Other outfits that we're still waiting to release are those like Oro, Airhead, and even new default skins. I'm not really sure why Oro never released. I mean, he seems to be perfect for the gold theme that we have with this season, so maybe he'll show up sometime later. For now, Mom's credit card is saved. Number 9, Petrol. When Fortnite Chapter 2 was first released, one of the many new mechanics added to the game were explodable gas stations. This was an idea that players had talked about for years, so it was pretty cool to see Epic finally bring it to the game. Around the same time as this new mechanic, a new ammo type named Petrol was added to the Battle Royale files. If you don't know, it's pretty much gas. Some vehicles like planes that people were getting into actually had a small fuel counter on them, which means Epic were definitely going to add this new mechanic to vehicles, but for some reason they changed their mind last minute. And again, we have like one vehicle on the island right now, and it doesn't exactly need nerfing. Helicopters are coming though, maybe those will have fuel counters on them, we'll have to wait and see. Number 8, Special Packs. One item type which hasn't actually been released in Fortnite is called packs. Because these are unreleased, we're not exactly sure how they work, but there's definitely some cool ideas you could think of just from knowing their names. The Intel pack sounds like it could be some sort of radar feature that would let you find your enemies more easily on the map. It's very possible that this was even turned into the new shakedown mechanic that was added in Season 2. Another one of these items was called the Medic Pack, and it's thought that this would have given you an advantage in duos or squad. I'm guessing it would have let you revive your teammates faster or like do some type of group healing thing. Maybe that was scrapped and the bandage gun came out, who knows. Number 7, Consumables. So we got another list of leaked consumables that were never added to the game. Over the years, many different consumable items have been added to Fortnite. These items range from mushrooms to hop rocks. But I bet you didn't know the consumable items that never made it to the game. Like in Season 7, data miners discovered files in the game for a new consumable item, the carrot. So not much is known about what this item could have been, but it would have probably given you some kind of effect, whether it was higher jumps or something like that. Guess what? Lots more have been leaked too. Here's a quick list. There's Dur Fries, the Dur Shake, the Dur Burger, Dur Hot Sauce, lots of Durs, a pumpkin, and of course the carrot. Looking back, yeah, I could probably see why none of these were added. Number 6. Fortnite's first ever exclusive phone skin was the Galaxy outfit all the way back in Season 5. Since then, players who were lucky enough to get this skin have been given the Galaxy pickaxe and backbling, but there still isn't a Galaxy wrap. Where is it? Well, back in Season 7, social media was plagued with a quote-unquote leak that said some kind of Galaxy weapon wrap was coming. There wasn't any evidence for this, and the only files people mentioned were some kind of hints in the Fortnite update. Other than that, though, nothing. Since then, tons of leakers made concepts of what the Galaxy wrap could have looked like, but obviously it never ended up coming out as the leaks weren't really anything at all. Number 5. Scrapped POIs. Just before Fortnite Chapter 2 was released, many leak files were found that gave us an idea of the different new locations that were coming to the game. At the time, we only really assumed that we were getting like an all-new map, so to see all the new POIs was really cool. But even now, in Season 2, we still haven't seen 4 of the locations which were supposed to be included in the Chapter 2 map. These locations are Sailing Seals, Festival, Sewers, and Museum. My favorite of these would definitely have to be Museum. Like, can you imagine dropping at the museum and seeing all the vaulted items on display in it? That'd be pretty cool. The other locations, such as Sailing Seals, could very well be coming to the game at a later date, or maybe that was a codename for the yacht. Epic is known to make things for Fortnite way ahead of release, but it's also possible that these ideas were scrapped and we'll never actually see them. Only time will tell. Number 4. The Eye of the Storm Tracker. Back in Season 4, a mysterious item named the Eye of the Storm Tracker was added to the game with, like, no explanation. Like, I'm not joking, it literally just dropped into people's matches. This item attached to the player's back, just as a back bling would, but it allowed you to see where the next 2 storm circles would be, instead of just one. The interesting part about this is that 99% of players didn't even get a chance to try it because it was removed from the game just 30 minutes after Epic accidentally released it. Now, Epic actually responded to the community about this and said the Storm Tracker was an idea that was being tested for one of those backpacks. It was not intended to make it into the version 4.2 content update, and we can't promise this will ever officially be released. And considering it came out 2 years ago, don't hold your breath, it's probably never coming back. Number 3, the Borderlands Porta Pandora Trap. When Mayhem made its way to Fortnite with the Season 10 Borderlands crossover event, a new throwable item was data mined from the game's files. Obviously some version of the Portafort item, this Porta Pandora item was found in the files, and we guessed it was going to let players throw their own version of Pandora at enemies. Basically just a reskin Portafort, but in the end, it was never added. Number 2, LTMs. I don't know about you, but I love seeing a brand new LTM in Fortnite every week or so, especially now we're getting creative ones like Search and Destroy. But what about LTMs that never came out? When Wreck-It Ralph's second movie came out, Epic Games did a small crossover with the franchise, which gave us the free Hot Merit emote. I totally pronounced that wrong, oof. But anyways, it also gave us a quick look at Ralph in game at Risky Reels. Although that's about it. There was even going to be a Wreck-It Ralph LTM, but sadly it was scrapped and we'll likely never see it again. Just like the It Chapter 2 crossover, we're guessing this one fell apart at the last second. Other scrapped LTMs include Purple Rain and The Blues, which we have literally no details on, so feel free to guess in the comments. Number 1, the Victory Royale signs. When Fortnite's iconic Victory Royale screen was changed in Season 5, many players were worried that it wouldn't have that same satisfying feel that the original did. By now, I think we could all say that it was a great change, especially with that awesome slow-mo. I mean, like, it just gives you so much hype when you win. But while we're all used to the current Victory Royale sign, there are a few designs out there which Epic were going to go with. Most of them are only a little different than the one we have now, but there's the occasional interesting one. Like this banner, which seems to be based on the 80s Miami style. I absolutely love it, maybe it'll come out eventually. Anyways, I can't believe Fortnite Season 2 storyline was hidden from everyone. You gotta click on screen right now to watch it, you need to see it. This has been Tommy from...
Hey friends, today we're whipping up some delicious recipes. We've got
Fortnite has a lot of ways to be bamboozled, whether it's falling to your death in the midst of a fight or even attack of the toilets. Welcome back to Top 5 Gaming, where today and today only, if you subscribe right now, trees are not the best hiding spots, but some noobs still seem to think that they work pretty well. Because of these terrible strategies noobs have, we've compiled a list of 25 things noobs do. Oh, and also, you gotta subscribe in the next 5 seconds or you'll be forced to go to one of the chambers with the rest of the noobs. Are you guilty of doing anything on this list? There's only one way to find out, which brings me to number 1, checking out of the helicopter too early.
yes, helicopter.
Yeah, so they added helicopters into the game, but...
What happens if I jump out?
One thing you should probably know about the helicopters is that they don't actually have
They don't have parachutes.
Get in.
Yeah.
Yo, well, who's this Barney? Yo, Barney, Number 2, Bush Evolution. Untitled Chapter 2 news have been forced into bushes. Ooh, cool shotgun. Oh my god! Oh my god! But now, they've evolved and hide in large bushes.
Damn, bro, you got the whole squad laughing. Man, I don't know where I'm gonna hide. There's a big bush right over here, but I don't know. What do you think, Sam?
What about those inconspicuous cornfields that are inside of a building for some weird reason? Number 3, Mr. Mark with the crash pads. Hey, Lemur!
Yeah?
Wait a second, you added crash pads to the game? I'm gonna jump out of the helicopter!
Sam, don't do it.
Don't worry, Lemur, I have crash pads. I'm gonna miss the pad. Number 4, really practice in editing courses. Lemur, is this you inside of this bird hole? Maybe. Lemur, how is this supposed to help us in an actual scenario? Practicing my moves. At some point, if you don't leave the nerd for probably gonna die because you only edit these editing courses are not actually viable.
Nah, I'll be fine.
Also, you probably won't have that many mats in a real situation.
Too late, Ernie, I'm a life vampire, damn it.
The street told me nothing! Lose to henchmen.
God, these guys have question marks above their heads. What the heck?
Oh, that's just a henchman.
What's that guy? Oh God, they're shooting me! Oh God, this one has a sniper! Oh Jesus! Oh God! Ah, I'm gonna die!
Number 6. Giving up when you're trapped. There are many tricks to get out of sticky situations. The noob will probably just give up when he feels trapped. Pro, on the other hand, when he does the stair balcony trick, the players above you, and you place a roof quick and in 2 squares to create a balcony. You can actually jump shot, exposing only a small piece of your head, giving you the ability to sneakily deal some quick damage and back down before the enemy has a chance to respond. Number 7. Not playing as a team in team-based modes. I wonder where we should land. Let's land here. Lemur? Lemur, you're nowhere near me. Fly here, quick. Land with me. Call out. Bad loot.
Hey Sam, come here. You wanna trade my light pump for your purple sniper?
Nobody wants your garbage loot, Lemur.
Okay.
Shamefully. Number 9's on. Frantically spamming mines. The noob will throw out all of their mines at once. Pros play a little better baseball with the mines. Number 10. Using the jump. A little too long.
Alright Sam, I'll be right back. I'm gonna hop in this porta potty while I'm AFK.
Wait, Lemur, that porta potty isn't a porta potty.
What the heck? Where am I? Who's this guy? Oh God!
Got him. That required a lot of skill. Number 11. Using the wrong jump.
Right there. Nice.
What? See any bad guys? See any bad guys? I got smell. Wait a second. Is there somebody in there?
And 3 days from now, I'll be cooling my toes in the surf with you.
Okay, I love you too.
Hello?
I just heard a fart sound. Remember, noobs, not all porta potties are unbreakable. Number 12. C4 chopper. The noob will, when playing with teammates, take C4 and attach it to the friendly's helicopter to then detonate them, endangering himself in the process, and helicopter taking damage. As for the pro, will take the C4, put it on the teammate's box, and launch pad into the enemy, exploding on them, taking no damage. Number 13. Predictable movement.
Alright, where we headed next, man? Let's be real.
That location did not exist, as you can see on the map.
What do you mean? You didn't play the game when that was out?
Lemur, I'm a noob.
Alright, well, can you at least drive in like a zigzag or something, or drive a little faster so we're not a moving target?
What do you mean moving target? We're good, trust me, I have 1 squad win. Wait, who's this guy? Oh, these guys suck.
Don't drive in a straight line!
I'm not driving in a straight line. Coming, Lemur. Lemur, and Lemur sucks.
Why?
I'm just gonna blow.
Oh my god!
Alright, Lemur. You might have had a point about driving in a straight line and predictable movements.
No
Raw, on the other hand, will suction cup in the boat, end game, destroying everything in their path.
Woo!
Number 14. Hiding in a box below the enemy end game to try to 1v1 last. This is an intense endgame situation. He's going to him, and he gets the kill. That is the final person.
Oh god. It's a 1v1 situation. I'm so excited to get my first dub. It's just me and him now.
Oh yeah, by the way, players end game will almost always have explosives.
What's that say? I'm trying to get RPG!
right down in the middle. But then they're like, ooh, that's too spooky, so then they put them on the side like this. I don't know, you know, you gotta keep some of the trees just subtle. Can't go overboard with it. And then here we can make them think that this is all bad, right here. Can I color this? Oh, it's not actually part of the obstacle, I see. But now here, hiding on the other side, if they're really paying close attention, will be an actual checkpoint. Actually looks like we ran out of space. Okay guys, so I made a couple changes and I went ahead and finished
Alright, chat.
off the lobby.
I'm gonna AFK for half an hour. Sorry about that. And yeah.
A little bit back.